Ruth, get in the camera, please.
Peace.
Jasmine, open your camera. Okay. It's nice to see you all. Ms. Ribbon, you might need to adjust. This is a big class. You might need to adjust your screen in the settings.
It is a big class.
Yep, it's a big class. Okay. Okay. We have our department head on the call and assistant principal too. So we have a few. So all cameras are open. Not bad. Good job. I'm very impressed with you all. Thank you, Miracle. Okay. These are it's basically what we call regular electives. I only have them for half of the year, so they just started. A lot of them are going to go to another elective afterwards, but they're a nice group of kids, so I think they really appreciate having you here. I am Ms. Ribbon, I am recording this on Zoom on my desktop, so maybe it should work better. So we'll see how that works. So, okay, you have the kids, the questions that you typed into your Google Classroom, in the Google form on the beginning of the week, I shared with Miss Ribbon. So she has the questions. She already had the kids in first hour. So, but you guys are a fun group, so you're gonna have a chance to talk to her. She's an accomplished journalist. She works right across the street, right in the building right next to our building. So if you're in the campus, when you go out when you go home, there's a little building right there. That's where she works, and she does all the broadcasting and video for the school district. Okay, and the rest I'll let her take over. Enjoy. Take over, Miss Sherman.
Thank you. So, hi guys. My name is Trisha Shervin. I work in the communication department and with the education network for the school district as a journalist. So, we work in marketing and communications. We do written pieces and videos to share good stories, good news, and any kind of important information from the school district. And I'm really excited because you guys are in a digital video class, and every single one of us looks at some kind of video every day, right? For you guys, it's mostly TikTok, I'm sure. Yeah. Unless your parents don't let you. I have a son your age, and he's on TikTok all the time. How many of you think that you might want to do some kind of future work with video?
You guys can respond by the chat. The chat is open.
So Carl might, right?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
You might want to do something with video. I saw you raise your hand. Carl's looking at me like I'm an alien, so I guess you didn't. But other people might. It's okay.
Hey kids, turn on your closed caption. I'm gonna turn mine on, so that might help too. Turn on your closed caption.
Okay. Oh, so and if I'm not saying your name right, it's just correct me. So Bradler, is that right? Says maybe in movies. Jasmine says I might. Spencer, Kevin, Jason, just for YouTube. So you already make videos. Yeah? Martin, Ruth, Jason, nice. The interesting thing about video and just for YouTube also, yeah. So whether you do things for a career or you do them for fun, video has a big part in all of our lives, right? It's a way to tell stories. It's a way to share information. It's a way to entertain. And so it's really good. Have you had much experience building your own videos from start to finish yet? Nice. Okay. Great. So one of the things that when you're trying to make any kind of video is you have to start with a plan, right? Sometimes you write out the plan, and sometimes I got to turn my chat on, so these questions are coming fast. Does time lapse from drawing work, Christopher? Yeah, sure. You can also do stop animation in that way. There's apps too that help guide you through creating like a little time lapse or animation, or you can use drawings that way. Very interesting. So having a plan, and when possible, collaborating with another person or other people. Okay, Zachariah has to help his mother.
I'll turn off the chat for a second. All right, guys, hold the chat. All right, now you know how I feel time. All right, chat's closed. The next question, open it up again. Continue.
Jason says he needs an app. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of apps out there that can either help you edit a video or make those. Do you guys know what I mean by stop animation? It's where you take like a still picture and string them together. So it's like if it was a clay figure, you could make the clay figure move, or you could make an apple walk across the screen, that kind of thing. Yes, but planning ahead, collaboration, and always keeping in mind what you want to accomplish with your video. That's not something that we always think about necessarily if we're making something for TikTok or whatever, but videos and presentations like that always have some kind of purpose, even if you're just kind of showing off some skills or the latest dance or whatever, right? Bianca has a question. What is your question?
I wanted to ask, can I say? Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know if I was supposed to say it or type it in the chat. So I wanted to ask you, since you do stuff for the news, I'm actually one of the people who work for the Cougars. So I work with my teacher, which is Miss Suarez. I help him do the news. And one of my problem areas in doing the news is I try to make the script that they give me, just like to do a personal video to talk about what we do. And since you do for the district, I'm guessing you have some corner tips. I need help on trying to make my video. One critic that many of our class has stated that we act too stiff when we're saying the script that we're speaking. So I'm trying to figure out a way where it can sound way more professional. Yeah, like conversational, like you want to go watch it.
Yeah.
And people keep on saying that it's not really like, it doesn't look like that. And I'm trying to make it sound like that, or, trying to build up, like, make it better.
So one thing to keep in mind is that it takes practice, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It takes practice. The other thing is when you are writing things out, you want to write in a manner that you would speak in.
Okay.
So you wouldn't necessarily want to say, Bianca was very interested in how the fire was initiated. You would say, she wanted to know how the fire started.
Mm-hmm.
So you think of things in a more conversational way, a way that you would like to hear it. And when you're writing for broadcast, you write in as few words as possible.
Oh, because it's been long. It's been long.
When you're looking at something that you're writing, if you have the word "that" in there, you can almost always take it out.
Oh, okay.
So if I said he wanted to know that he was doing the right thing, you could easily say that as He wanted to know he was doing the right thing. So the fewer the words, the better when you're talking about broadcast writing.
Okay.
Broadcast writing also includes active voice, which is why when you hear the news, you'll hear somebody say, students create a company. They don't say students created a company. You always,
also like the E.
everything is active.
Okay.
So it sounds a little bit awkward sometimes, but it's just that's the standard. So writing something out in a way that makes sense to you in a conversation, using as few words as possible but still making sense.
Okay.
Those are some things to help, and practicing. Sometimes we don't get to,
Yeah.
but practicing is helpful. The other thing that maybe you haven't learned, or maybe you have, you can stop me if you have. When you're writing out something, if you want to sort of time the way that it would normally be delivered, and you're writing in 12-point type, let's say Times New Roman, 12-point type, every line is about 5 seconds. So if somebody asks you to write out a 20-second voiceover, if it's 5 seconds a line, don't write more than 4 lines.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So, because I understand. Because usually, since we're in like a time consuming, we don't want the news or the video to be longer than like 15 minutes. We don't want it to be like that. We want it to be short so that the kids could continue on their learning with their teachers. So that's what we're trying to implement. Because I haven't been writing the script, so it's really just been the teacher writing it. Because sometimes when he tells us the news that we're supposed to write, we don't really have that much time. Usually, I'm either trying to finish some work for my other classes and then get on to doing the script. So really, that's possibly why I haven't had enough time to really try to practice, and I'm usually just trying to. So that's possibly why it sounds a little more stiffer than usual.
Definitely. And in any of you, especially you who are serving in the anchor roles, if you want to have a separate Google meeting with me, tell Mr. Suarez, and I'll do it anytime. Totally.
Really? Okay.
It's very easy for me to assist, and you guys are doing such a great job learning this stuff and learning it quickly and learning it from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But keeping things short and practicing, like even after more than 20, I don't even want to say because I'm so old, but more than 25 years in some kind of broadcast business, I still say everything that I'm writing out loud as I'm doing it, because you want to see if it comes off the tongue right. You want to see if it sounds good, and you want to know if it flows. So even if you feel weird when you're writing stuff for your videos, say it out loud. That's the best test of whether it's going to really work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. That was
The chat's
great.
back open, guys. If you guys want if you have another question, she'll keep to Miss Ribbon will just keep talking. But if you have another question, you can type it in. It's open.
Yes, please type in. While you're thinking of something, there were some questions that some of you sent in. One was it hard to learn 3 languages? And I think that might refer to, I have casual contact with both Spanish and a language called Tagalog because I was born in the Philippines. And so I have conversational knowledge of both of those. So it wasn't hard to learn because it's in the family, and you guys have a lot of contact with your families or your friends with different languages too, and make sure you embrace that. Include that in your school projects and your videos and your life whenever you can, because it's something very special. I didn't see any questions come in, you guys. Who's Henry? Is he in this class?
No, I think he was in the previous class.
Previous class. Okay. I gotcha.
There's one question that came in. How did you know that you wanted to be in broadcasting world?
Okay, so I'll tell you the truth about that. I set out in college to be a physician, and I was a biology major, and my grades were not great.
Ms. Sherman,
Yeah.
the word physician, can you explain what that is? Some kids may not know that word, the way you
Oh,
said it.
sorry. I was going to be a doctor and I was a biology major and my grades were not great. So I switched majors partway through college. I ended up also switching schools and stumbled on a broadcast program. And I've always liked to write. And one of my hobbies is acting. And that seemed to be a reasonable combination of the two, doing something for the news. And I had auditioned for actually a spot on the weather at my college news station's auditions for the TV station. And I got a spot doing the weather for a semester. And some of you guys have done that, right? I know I've seen Bianca reading the news. I know somebody does the weather. Somebody does like school stuff too, right? And it's a
Bradler, I see
thing.
up there. Bradler, wave your hand. That's Bradler.
Nice. Great.
By the way, guys, everybody in the class, I just got an update, a quick update that the principal just gave us the go ahead to open up the Cougar TV to the whole school. So if anyone here wants to participate in it, just like Bradler and Bianca, you can even after you guys leave my class and next semester. So just send me an email and I'll let you know. So just give me a heads up. So it's open to the whole school. Anyone can be a part of it. Just gotta make sure you're we're working the skills. Okay, sorry, I love
That's
flood.
great. It's so exciting that you guys have that. It's wonderful to know. Um, let's see. Oh, Zachariah, how did I first get into filmmaking? It was just really through broadcast news. I spent a little bit of time doing lots of different jobs in a newsroom and then went to medical documentary production, which just means I was writing stories and TV shows and doing interviews for medical topics. And I did a little bit of political news and it was a little stressful for me. So I looked for a different job and that's how I came to this school district. Who else? So Jasmine says, how did you know that you wanted to be in the broadcasting world? I just tried it out. But there's a lot more opportunity now for participation in all aspects of careers using video or podcasting or things like that. So you guys have a lot of options for using these skills that you're learning now. And even though you have this as like a short elective, it'll help you create even just more fun TikTok videos. You know what I mean? So you have a little bit of knowledge that you can use for lots of other things.
Kids, I have a question. If you guys had a choice to be a YouTuber, what topic would you make on YouTube? Type in the chat.
Oh, I want
Everybody,
to hear this.
if
Okay,
you
that
are a
was okay.
YouTuber,
Gaming,
if you're
gaming
a
was my
YouTuber,
goal.
Okay.
So like after I finished school, gaming, like doing YouTube and gaming was my goal.
Okay. You want to be the person like narrating while you play?
a streamer,
Okay.
right? On
Gotcha.
Twitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
streamer.
yeah. Okay. So I know what you're talking about. Hey, listen, you know what else is in the works even for school are esports clubs.
Mhm.
And that's something that is coming and it'll be around, while you guys are still in high school. There's a pilot program right now and it includes anybody from people who want to do that stream, want to create the games, want to create the graphics, want to do the marketing, or even want to be like a writer about games. So keep an eye out for upcoming esports opportunities. But that sounds really exciting. And I mean, you guys are playing the games anyway, so why not, right? Oh, these are some really lovely gaming, football, drawing, art, music, cooking. Great topics, you guys. You see, there's so much. And you can either do it for a job or you can do it for fun. That's awesome. The thing to remember is always be yourself. That's the best way to make an interesting video, is to just be yourself. Right? Great. Are there some other questions that you have? Okay, so Bradler says, do you ever think about going into big news like ABC News? So I'll tell you this. Going big, like the people that you think of with the big names, like a Lester Holt, those kinds of folks. Do you know that those positions are fewer than the NFL? So it's really difficult, and there's so much talent throughout the country. It's not that easy, but if you have the drive and the patience and you can make it through working for not that much money and most nights, weekends, holidays, that's actually the essence of working in broadcasting, is starting from the bottom, working your way up, and always being available. So sometimes you have to work these odd hours, and sometimes you know, news happens, right? And you'll be called upon it. But when you're selecting your career, whether it's, you know, this or anything else, those are some things that we don't necessarily take into consideration, right? So if it's important to you to have time to yourself or your family and have a regular schedule, then something like a broadcast career or a service career that's dependent on what's going on, sometimes those things might not be the best fit. But you can find something else that would work with the lifestyle that you're hoping for, and the career interests that you have. So when you're going through your classes and you're kind of trying to learn things, you might want to try to add that to your thought process about what kind of lifestyle you want to have. You know? What else, guys? Kevin says, how old have you been acting? How long have I been acting? Honestly, I started when I was like about 5 years old. That's something I would have loved to do professionally, also very difficult. But I still will do stuff in the community, or, you know, the voiceover things that I get to do sometimes, they're like the equivalent of acting, because you're reading something and you have to make it sound good or sound funny or sound sad or whatever. So
That's what they're this week they're starting to work on that lesson.
yeah,
Actually, they have next week they have a few assignments on Flipgrid they have to record.
nice.
Right, kids? You gotta record on Flipgrid. Yeah, remember?
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, they do.
Nice.
And then they have to do some different voicing for a particular state word.
Cool.
When you're doing the voiceovers, what are some of the things that help you get into character? Because especially when it's not like you are acting, but there's no one there. So how do
Right.
you mentally get yourself into the what you're reading?
Yeah. So whenever you can, read something ahead of time so that you can sort of plan in your head. Don't be afraid to make little accent marks on parts of words that really need to be enunciated. Because you know how you could read something like 10,000 ways. You could say, I like cheese. I like cheese. I like cheese. Like, so there's lots of different ways that you can say things. And practicing out loud is the best way to do that. The other thing to keep in mind, especially when you're doing something that's just voice and not necessarily video, because video is a more natural way to deliver things. When you're recording something just for voice, still smile, still use your eyebrows to get the right inflection, make the right facial movements to deliver the words, and they'll come out more like you're hoping that they sound. Some people have a tendency, especially when you know that you're recording only voice, just to read like this and you don't really do much with your face and whatever, and it shows, right? I mean, how many times have you heard something and thought, oh, that person could have put a little more energy in it or whatever. Keep your energy up, keep your facial expressions exactly as they would be, even if you feel weird about it, and you'll be happier with your recording.
Does it help to get in front of a mirror, especially when you get started?
Yeah, if you want to, of course, definitely. And it might help you get more familiar with how you sound and the facial expressions you need to make to make it right. And the reason I press on my eyebrows a little bit is like you'd be surprised how lifting your eyebrows and opening your mouth a little bit more can help in this way. And you guys who have had chorus or any kind of experience singing, you know this. You know, getting more air in, speaking from your diaphragm, lifting your eyebrow helps you reach the right tone um, and accomplish the sound that you want. Kevin says, how many years did it take you to practice? I always practice.
She's still practicing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing that will be the funniest thing to you guys as you get older is you actually don't really ever stop learning and trying things out, right? So we want to get through school, but the truth is it's part of life. You're just always learning new things or expanding on existing knowledge.
I have a question. Since we have so many kids who are gamers, how would they get started? If you want to start on YouTube or Twitch? How would you how would you get started?
So YouTube is kind of a free for all. I think that technically you're supposed to be a certain age, so I don't want to tell you to just jump in. You probably have to get parent permission and all that stuff. So
Be as they may, yeah. But after in about a year or so, they'll be
after
ready.
that, I mean, I think you just kind of pick a topic that you like and just start talking about it. You don't have to publish everything that you record. You know, you could record stuff and see how you like it and see if you want to change something. Another thing to remember, and you probably get this a lot from different people, is you have to remain safe. Okay, so when you're recording things that are going out to the public, remember stuff on the internet never goes away. It just never goes away. Snapchat stuff, uh, any of these social media things, they never go away. So don't put something out that you would not wish for somebody to see later. Or ask yourself, would your grandma be proud if she saw what you put out? So that's a little PSA. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Stay safe. Don't give out your personal information, where you live, too many details about your home or your room or whatever. Just try to, try to enjoy that within reasonable limits of safety, right? And maybe Ms. Burrell, maybe you guys talk about that stuff. I don't know. But I feel like I have to remind you.
No, I think that's very important.
Yeah. Okay, good. So Oscar says, I've got a laptop like my own, so I can start making videos on the laptop. Yeah, I mean, you can record video with your Chromebooks. Be careful if it's not what you're supposed to be doing with the school's equipment. But you got your own. Okay, good. You guys already are familiar with Flipgrid, and some of you are using WeVideo, I heard. You're familiar with a lot of very easy tools to be able to make small videos. So you just talk about things that you like. Like somebody said something about cooking. Cooking it's such a fun way to make a video, and you have the ability with editing to skip over some of the stuff that doesn't need to be shown, and then you have an interesting end product. It's a great way to show your personality too. I think that's the coolest thing about videos is that you get to make them your own, whatever you want. Do you guys have other questions?
It's a little different from the first class.
They're a little quiet.
Yeah, a little quiet. Yeah, it's a different. It's just a different, little different beats. But that's okay. But they're a good group. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted you to come in live, not just the video, because they. I do. I will. Guys, I'm gonna miss you guys in 2 weeks. So
Oh yeah, you're wrapping up.
yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys. I hope you guys join the club so I can keep. You guys can stay with me.
Oh, Zachariah, you are good with questions, silly. You are. But remember, you can participate in Cougar TV the rest of the year. So I would definitely do it. Or think about some topics that maybe you could do your own story on and submit it for them to play or something.
Hmm?
Yeah. It's so great to see you all.
Jason, I'm not going anywhere. You're going to another class in 2 weeks. Just give me a heads up.
Yeah, the end of the quarter is coming.
That's it. So you go into another class. That's it.
Yeah. But maybe you could join up later or at least be part of the club.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we had the club, so you guys can be a part of it. Okay.
It's so nice. And
Miss
you'll get a
Sherman,
lot out of it.
thank you so much for popping in and inspiring their kids, especially Bianca and Bladder. I think they'll take you up on that offer for that practice once, one day, whenever they want to. I think they'll,
We'll
by,
schedule something for
yeah,
sure.
it's time.
Yep, I'm absolutely available to you guys. And it was really nice of you to let me come in. Thank you so much.
Of course. You guys want to say big wave? Give a big wave on the camera. Say, thank you, Miss Sherman. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, guys. So we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Okay? We'll see you Tuesday. Have a good holiday. Bye.
Bye, mister.
Bye, Mr. Suarez. Have a good day.
Okay, guys.